Okay, so today we went through a lot, but we haven't even scratched the surface. Um, a lot of the stuff that we were looking at today, Mandy said she's surprised I wasn't killed yet. And I said the reason I haven't been killed is probably because I make it very public. So when you do that, they can't exactly just kill you. You know, they got to destroy your name. And if I do end up getting murdered, well, people start looking. People have a lot more of an interest. Now, as far as the threats and harassment and intimidation, like last night, for example, there was a lady named Marie Long, and she's related. You know, she's a pretty nice lady. I mean, towards me anyway. But somebody made a fake account, and I get so many of these. And Mandy got to be here for that, and got to also see some of the hatred towards me. A lot of it, actually. But what we looked at was nowhere near close to all of it. I mean, there's just so much. Basically, I was able to show her where to find stuff, and that's about it. Um, as far as my evidence goes, you know, it does need to be in a safe environment where it can't be stolen or illegally confiscated. That's the thing. Like, Scott DaCosta went out of his way to commit felonies. So did William Barr. And with all of this going on, you know, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to deal with all of this? Just take the abuse? One of the things, you know, that we've been talking about is how homeless people, if they're assaulted by somebody in a house, they arrest the homeless person nearly every time. And Boulder is bad about it. They call it bum bashing or hobo bashing. And I've got word of a few people in the last year who have had to endure that. And there's a few of them, quite a few of them, they're sitting in prison because they were beaten up by, well, your spoiled ass kids. Now, through all this, I've been trying to show the truth. Through all of it. People don't want to stop and take the time to look at it. You know, most of my so called friends were too busy doing drugs and chasing after, well, getting laid. This is what was most important to those folks. Now, then, the way that people treated me is magically okay, but it's not okay for me to treat people that way back. Why not? Why can't I turn in my predators? Why am I repeatedly forced to go to my predators in order to stop this? Meanwhile, I don't have a whole lot of time to get this stuff done. Now, they did finally send me later on this afternoon, they sent me the notification saying I got court, I believe. I haven't actually looked at the notice. It's because my phone won't download it. There's not enough room. Now I'm going to try it again. I did try to erase some stuff that wasn't as important. And as a result, I might be able to do that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a computer guy. Being able to show people this important, but when you have to go to law enforcement officers who have gone out of their way to look the other way, gone out of their way to commit felonies to allow child molest, that's just nasty. And people, if you're going to lose your job because you told the truth, there's a major issue with where you work. There is a major morality issue with where you work. That's one of the biggest issues I got with these supposed Christians talking about God, but they can't do the right thing because money is more important than their God. Some guy named Unwritten Spade wrote, "Your internet connection is awful, mate." Yeah, you're right. I suppose I could probably try to make this video offline and allow it to download, but that takes forever. I mean, a 30-minute video takes an hour and a half to download to the internet, and then that's with a decent connection. If I got a bad connection, it could take days. The thing is, these people have gone out of their way to cut me off at every juncture. The fact that I have to post it on YouTube, I have to post it for my own safety, for my own protection, and to show the truth. I do not have an Instagram. Someone named Lauren Ralph type, do you have an Instagram? No, I don't. Um, One of the things with people coming on here, they have a lot of weird names, which we ought to be used to, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are gamers and you've got a gamer tag. Um, the slander that was said about me made it impossible for me to defend myself, and it made people run away like friggin' cowards. And I've got the evidence that I need to show that I did try to get help repeatedly before Natalie was killed. The problem is that we have to be able to turn it into a law enforcement agency, and so far, every law enforcement agency I have gone to, I have had to go into alone. And then after that, I've got to depend on either alcoholics or drug addicts, or I have to, who aren't going to show up, they're not going to do anything, or I have to try to get somebody from another government agency, and they don't really care either. This guy calling himself Lauren Ralph, he typed my TikTok name is Nightmare Creature 85. So, people want to have names that are scary. Nightmare Creature 85. That's pretty creepy name. People want to have creepy names that make them sound tough. Call me Shadow. Usually the ones with the toughest sounding names are about the most lame. What we did today was go through a bunch of paperwork and look up some laws and go through paperwork more. I mean, it really just comes down to the fact that, well, laws were broken all around. My rights as a human being were not observed, and they got away with it repeatedly. Got away with it by calling me mentally ill, and that's the problem. No matter what, I have to take the abuse. Anybody can abuse me at any time, call me mentally ill, and win. Anyone can assault me at any time, call me homeless, and win. Bias against the homeless is the worst bias in America. There are more hate crimes against the homeless than all other hate crimes combined. Meanwhile, we do comprise nearly every ethnic group, every gender, every religious group, every skin color. If you want equality, you have to fight for the homeless. If you're not willing to fight for the homeless, you don't deserve any rights. If they can do it to us, they can do it to you. Now we got people who are telling me, you got to do this in this amount of time and that amount of time. This is 5 years of built up BS. None of the stuff that I had to do should I have ever had, but they wouldn't do anything. I am not people who I was going to for help telling me I got to do it. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. Now I got to worry about in between now and when I've got court, what BS are the cops going to pull? What excuse are they going to pull to try to deny me my human rights again? This keeps happening. And you guys, I get on, you believe it's okay. You believe that you should be allowed to get away after all. Was here, of course, you see little ones that you carry around, but the ones you got to drag. Lauren Ralph typed, "I'm a girl, lol." Well, you know what? There's lots of girls out there that want to have tough names too. It's not a gender specific thing. Most of the girls that I knew that were street people, they wanted to pick names like Butterfly or Star is a really popular one. There's a lot of street girls who call themselves Star. Whereas a lot of guys, they want to be called stuff like, Dragon and Shadow and Ninja and all this stuff from when they were kids and thought that stuff sounded cool. This person calling themselves Sean Supporter typed, "Are you okay, buddy? What's going on?" Well, we're trying to get 5 years worth of stuff gone through, and there's no way it's going to happen. The amount of videos that show the evidence that need to be gone through and have someone listen to them and verify it, that's pretty important. There's also the fact that an entire computer full of evidence was wiped. The whole thing by my sister's friend Ed. Now, I was pretty sure he was schizoaffective, and I believe there is a video on here where I speak to my sister about that. She claims he's not. She claims he's just autistic and he's just misunderstood. And then after he was messing with my computers, that's when he wants to tell me that he's schizoaffective. So at that point, I really wasn't comfortable with him touching my computers. But of course, he went in and he messed with one of my computers, and then he shows me, "Oh, well, I'm backing it up." No, he didn't back it up. Let me show you the screenshot. It's so incredibly screwed up. And, I knew not to trust him or his ability. What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to go to? This is where I was supposed to be over a week ago. And instead, I got more trumped up BS from Leslie Snell, who is an outright liar. And then all of these people want to claim, "Oh, I'm afraid for my kids." Nobody who knows me is that fucking stupid. And I'm scrolling through because I had to send all this stuff to Marcia Estrada as well. This is what they did. It says, "Your hard drive is being restored to its original factory state." And he told me he was backing my stuff up. I saw what he'd done. There was nothing I could do. He'd already fucking wiped it. Of course, I keep cutting out. That's because, well, I've got a bad internet connection. Oh, come on. Fucking goddamn it. Sean Porter typed, "Yeah," or "You keep cutting out." Let's see, what's going on? Do you like metallurgy? I do like metallurgy. He typed, "Yeah, he messed up. You keep cutting out." I'm going to continue cutting out. We don't have a great internet connection here. This is Western Nebraska. There's also the insane amount of corruption here. We got to do something. But at the same time, without being able to show what's going on to the public, it makes it darn near impossible. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is show the public exactly what's going on. Now, there's a lot of nut jobs that I've had to deal with because the police went out of their way to commit every felony they could to try to hide misdemeanors. Now, how stupid is that? How stupid is that? Anyway, I'm going to get off of here because it's really a waste of time for me to try to make a video that keeps cutting out, because then the words don't fit together right and people go, oh my God, he's threatening me.